Fairly nice turn for us. Barrels, it's a little awkward because we are kind of bluff catchy. Especially with this sizing, wow. So the only question is, this is weird, like, I think it's a fairly easy theoretical, just jam it in, but, like, I hate this sizing against him. He's just got queens here. But what do we do? Do we be super exploitive? Can't fold this, surely. He's going to have queens. We're going to jam in the queens, like... Just a big picture of Jason? Or maybe a face mask of Jason. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? That was something I thought about. I just pop one of those up for the 12 months. And I just play an entire game as you, Jace, yeah? I could do that, no? That'd be fun. Right, so we're min-raise 10s at 11 big blinds. We're going to start with a check here. We could bet as well, but let's start with a check. Super Memphis says you quit the flush games. No, I did not. No, I'm still playing the flush games. We'll play both this evening. So we get a good look. We're going to start with a call. Not loving this. And we'll start with a check here. Now, our perceived range is a lot like what it looks like. You know, if I had seen someone min-raise and then check call on this board at this sizing, I would put them on 9s and 10s. We have really, really poor equity against the jack, which he has often here. I'm really not sure he shoves an 8 enough of the time. He has a lot fewer 8x than jack x. And we block a lot of the draws. 10-9, 10-7, stuff like that. So we're going to fold. It's a bit of a tight fold. It's a bit of an exploitative fold. But I think it's a better than a call. Because when we're right... And he could have queens and kings and aces, by the way, as well. And maybe I'm wrong. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We're all allowed to be wrong occasionally. And because we never see it, let's just pretend we're right, yeah? Let's just pretend that was a great fold. Who knows? Welcome to Mr. My KK Win says hello. Is your strategy working at $5, $10? Or in high stakes? My strategy will work wherever you want. It's let's say it's not a fixed strategy. It's very flexible. So we're gonna play a jump to play a hyper. But yeah, it would be absolutely... I've played a lot of low stakes back in the day. I still occasionally play them. I do fine there, no problems at all. Yes, you can hopefully pick up something. Galactic Prophylactic, greetings. Thank you, Mr. Galactic. Nice to have you on board, sir, and nice to flop trips as well. With your luck assisted there, so thank you very much for that. Yeah. Good check as well. Maybe checking. Defco's played a lot of poker, and he might be shy to open barrel quite wide, maybe in a spot, but who knows. We're going to jam Jack 8. We're going to move a Diet Coke bottle that is currently in the way of the chat, and we're going to drink a little bit out of this as we don't win. As we do win, ladies and gentlemen. As we do win. Thank you very much to us. Is that a min raise? Bit worried. Fold. Or call with worse. He calls it. So once you're on the Twitch page, there is you mute this if you're talking too much. Hey, no, we didn't win. I thought we... Pedro! How's it going, my man? Cheers, Tomo. Cheers, Pedro. So he says, what are you drinking Diet Coke? Didn't you see what Ronaldo said? I curse the day Ronaldo moved that and said drink water, because what is he talking about? Cheers. And then he's also got a bucket of Nando's, hasn't he? No, KFC. Because, you know, it's all about health. Unless you're getting paid enough money, then it doesn't matter. Let's have a quick look at Lev. Levko's been around poker for a long time. Udachi Drushe. So, we could donk this, potentially. But I don't really know what the point would be. Definitely donkable. Much is he limp stabbing? Again, options to do a lot of things. Start with a call. This is also donkable. But I think we start with a check. I think theoretically this would be a bit too thin. I think we have a fairly easy full turn fold river. So this, to me, certainly could be just complete easy value. So can't rule any of it out. 6s plus. Now, would we ever want to donk a hand here? I think if we had a 5-4 with the 4 of diamonds, this would make for an ideal just donk, bluff, shove. But that's maybe we're going to check. I expect him to check back 10s and win. He jams. The interesting jam because now he's saying he's got 7x plus. And he could have flopped 6-4. He could have 7s. He could have aces. He could have 5s. He could have 3s. Flushes are kind of difficult for him to have. But then we can also have a lot of flushes. So I guess we... The house says, will you grind some regulator or any flush? The how? You missed the first stream. We grinded a regular spin and someone said, will you grind a flush spin? And I'm going to grind both. Don't worry. I'm going to do my normal strategy of if I get 2 regs, switch. Which I think I got 2 regs this time, so we're switching. Yeah. The beautiful voice of AJFC here, by the way, guys. Beautiful. Dulcet tones of... You're listening to one of the best historic $500 regs. Probably one of the guys who made the most amount of money in spins over the last 2.5 years until pre-2021. Singing to you. What a beautiful sound. Iska Piskel, hi guys, good luck Tomo, hi Biska. Nice to have you on board, mate. And Danchi, yo boy! Yo Danchi! Debbie says, serious question, how do you deal with recreationals that open on a 10BB? I understand the hand we saw earlier, but what is the general DP strategy? Yeah, I don't like it. I'm scared when recreationals open on a 10BB. What I would say is you want to try and think about what kind of recreational is it, because some people will open tons of combos. Have you ever donked this? Funny, because like some of these paired boards are actually a lot more donk than you think, and if guys aren't like, oh, okay, now it got interesting. But I think we just want to check range. Check. Anyone know? I've now got a Mad Men. That's apparently the recommended play after us. So I think he's got ace high here very frequently. We're going to go for a little block bet. If he's got king, I assume he raises this. And he does have ace high and he calls. Good. So yeah, what I would say for Da Beast is think about your opponent and think about what kind of hands they're opening. If they're min-raising everything, you want to be 3-bit shoving a lot. If they are min-raising tight, you want to be folding a lot. It's hard to give a direct strategy against it, but you can, for example, find some GTO ranges that will give you a kind of guideline and then just adapt from that. So if you think the record is opening wider, then you shove wider. If they're opening tighter, then you obviously defend a lot tighter, and that'll be a good starting point. And then beyond that, yeah, I mean beyond that, it's post flop's going to be again just very dependent on what they're doing and the sizing and stuff they use. Chat, I'm going to limp this and I'm going to look up who followed us. Losse Haas. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. We flop top pair, good kicker, and a spade here. Check this. Always good to think about these things, and you know, it's never a bet, it's never a check in theory, but I always have a little think. I would just... KKK Reg says, what is your chip V in hundreds? In the flash games, it's about 17. I believe. Not a huge sample, but keep working on it. And in the normal spins, it's 64, 65, something like that, over a much bigger sample in the regular speeds. That's yeah, I've been a few years. So he check raises and then checks here, and we have to decide what to do. I think our hand's good enough to go broke at this point, and I think we're just going to go for a little block bet. He could just have a lot of air though, so maybe check-in's an option, but he's not. Is he going to bet check bet that much? Let's check. I mean, the SPR's fine. We can always hit the nuts on the river. It's second nuts. He could have checked it, which is good. Checks again. I guess we just jam and hope he's got a spade. Does he have many spades, though? I really don't think he's got many spades here, but we'll hope he has. I mean, because for him to... He didn't have a spade. Yeah. Alright, we've got ace queen. What do we know about his ISO strategy or anything? Not too much. I think we just start with a raise. And we'll start with a min. Okay. Definitely bored with a lot of donking, and so when he bets checks pretty quickly, I wonder how that ranges him. I'm actually going to go ahead and c-bet this, and just hope that he would have at least thought about it a little bit with some combos. We use a bigger sizing because we're not c-betting too much, and I think ace-jack is, I mean, you want to c-bet some of these combos. Ace-jack seems reasonable. The 5x is definitely a good card for him. I mean, when we size up as well, he should have reduced 3x and 2x anyway, and then some of them will also fold. So his range is a lot of 5x, 4x, 6x. I think we can check and probably call a river bet. Good and bad. I mean, we have a straight, great, but he has a lot of 6x, you know. He has a lot of suited 6x that's not folding. Is there any need to bet here? It's a weird question, because does he call West really? I mean, he will call a 5x, I assume. We block. Yeah. I'm worried I'll open myself up here a bit to just a jam. I don't know. I mean, even that river, it's like, I really think we don't want to go too big because he still could check a lot of 6x, I think, very easily, and all the houses and all the stuff. But yeah. Well, cool. We haven't updated any of the binds, have we? Travg says, Twitch binds to Twitch cashers are so close to being equal. Nuts. Yeah, no, it is. The good news, at least for those of you who hoping I am profitable, is it doesn't include rake back. So if you add rake back to this, it gets a lot better. Should we bet or should we check? Let's check sometime, bet sometime. You can die happy. Should we bet, should we check? Another good question. I'm just going to block bet. I don't think he's going to fold, let's say, a hand like King 10, King 9, King 8 to a small bet. Might fold it to a bigger bet. Having 7 clubs, fairly innocuous, but it does reduce a few of his like flush draw combos that you could have as well. So maybe it's not completely innocuous. Fives is a fairly easy jam. A little bit worried that his min raise might be a bit stronger because of the fact that he has to call here. At the same time, it's still going to be plus EV. It's just... Yeah, he also may just have... Yeah, I mean... The other option is we just defend, like we just flat, which is definitely a viable option, something we could have definitely thought about. I don't know is the honest answer. Like it just depends on how much he adjusts his range with the 60B in the small blind. Could happen, could not. Who knows? We'll call Queen 8. JVD says, how many tables do you play when you play off stream? Up to 4. So it depends on a lot of different things. Depends what game I'm playing, depends what stakes I'm playing, depends what who's in the lobbies, all this sort of stuff. I won't normally play more than 4. I'm not someone who's very good at 12 tabling or anything, because I like to think a lot about decisions. I'm not very... My autopilot game... Some people have better autopilot games than me. And I like to try and take advantage of lots of factors. But I'll play up to 4. I was 4 tabling ultras yesterday. Also, if you're playing reg, and difference between regular speeds and ultra speeds is also, but yeah, these are all options. We're going to fold 8-3. I would say for guys who are trying to figure out how many tables to play, most people play too many tables, to be honest. Especially in spins where it's really important. The relationship between your chip EV and your EV ROI is not linear. Would jam? Yeah, I'm not sure if this is actually a jam, but I mean, bad can it be? When they wake up with 7s, it'd be bad, but that's not too good flop as well. So a lot of people think, you know, oh, if my chip EV drops by 10%, then you know, then I'm still making decent money and it's still worth, you know, doubling my table count. Not actually true. It depends on your chip EV, of course. So like, if your chip EV is very, very high, yes, that will work. If your chip EV is quite low, and then you try and add another double the tables on top of that, it gets worse. Mr. Nice Gapper, thank you so much for the subscription. We're going to fold 2-4 in your honor, but we're going to win the next hand, I think. He says, hey, sharp looking hair as usual. Thank you very much. Hope everything is fine. Good luck for your session. Thank you, Mr. Nice Gapper. And look at this luck you brought us. The little sub run goods. An ace king off, which we're going to rejam. Running the queen 10. We're going to hold. I have no doubt about this. Easy hold. Easy hold. And now we just win the heads up. All thanks to a beautifully timed sub. Thank you, Mr. Nice Gapper. We appreciate it a lot. Get a quick check back. Don't know how illuminating that is in terms of highlighting particular parts of their range, but yeah, we can figure it out. Let's start with a check here. An 8 comes. We get a snap check again. I think at this point I'm pretty happy just to min bet. I'm not even sure a 6x would snap check. Maybe though. That was more of a timing thing than a strategy. I mean, the strategy kind of converges if you... Depends on how reliant you are on your timing tells, but like, yeah. We're going to check 10-6. We're going to flop top pair. So we'll have a look at his c-bet. We'll have a look at his barreling. We'll have a look at any other stats. Or make decision. Calling is traditional, I think, go here. You want to keep, let's say we have a lot of 3x and 8x in our calling range, especially when we go limp and check back. And so we want to be careful about this. Fairly nice turn for us. He barrels, it's a little awkward because we are kind of bluff catchy. Especially with this sizing, wow. So the only question is, this is weird, like, I think it's a fairly easy theoretical, just jam it in, but like, I hate this sizing against him. He's just got queens here. But what do we do? Do we be super exploitive? Can't fold this, surely. He's going to have queens, we're going to jam in the queens, like whatever. Kings, yeah. Like, I think if I was off stream, I'd fold there. But I don't like being so unbelievably obviously exploitative. Like, it's top pair and a gut shot, yeah? But you see, like, it's like, we're just never good. But if I start folding that, especially confirmed folding that on Twitch, it's like, everyone knows to bluff me with that sizing. But they won't know. Anyway, you can see how unhappy I was. And it makes me happy. It makes me happy when my instincts are right. You know, you have top pair, a gut shot. You feel like, well, this is looking fun. In the bin, mate. Just fold it, yeah?